All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. Hope everyone's having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Thor. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fantastic, Carlos. Good morning, brother. How was your trading day yesterday?
Yesterday was a good day. Today doesn't look so great pre-market wise right now, but yesterday, man, we had a blast. And let's kind of show you what we were looking at yesterday, starting with OCGN. I mean, this thing was just incredible. Now, I did not trade this personally, but man, it was a lot of fun watching this one take off and seeing other people in the chat room trade this one. Just incredible, guys. So again, it was very active. The volume was insane yesterday on this one. And one of the things that happened, I got
Yeah,
a great
Andrew
email.
crushed it, huh?
Oh my God, yes, it's just incredible. I mean, you go back and
Andrew
you
set
look,
his top P&L day
yeah,
yesterday
he did.
for
He
this
crushed
one.
his P&L day yesterday, and I mean, it's just great to see a guy like that. You know, we I've been watching and you as well for a very long time. Just see the
Hmm.
progression, man. It's just unreal, unreal. So yesterday, again, I mean, we can talk about this all day. This is a great trade here. It's just a lot of opportunities here as this thing took off. Just staying with this VWAP, and when you thought it was going to slow down, man, it just picks up again, breaks the high of the day. This is the scary part here, right? The second pop, but it does it very well. I mean, all the way to 18, almost 19 bucks yesterday. So again, OCGN in play for sure. Definitely a top one yesterday. And the Bitcoin stuff was not bad. We had Mara was okay after 30 minutes or so. It really got going nicely. It did trend for the most part of the entire day here. Rye did the same thing as well. Here's what my trade was on Rye. Again, very clean also. A little bit cleaner than Mara. Usually I like Mara, but Rye was a lot cleaner yesterday than we normally used to see. So that was nice. Today, both of those are in play again. They're both up nicely. So we'll take a look at that as well.
Hmm.
Here is SQ. SQ was so clean. I did not take a trade on this, unfortunate. But look at the breakout of the high of the pre-market. We talk about this play being important. Look at the pullback you get here to the moving averages for a possible re-entry, and then the takeoff. I mean, just how clean was this yesterday? And
Check out Disney, Carlos.
oh,
Remember I
absolutely.
was talking about Disney
Yeah, yeah.
about the pre-earnings and it being near the critical daily level for a breakout?
Yeah, yeah,
Check
and
check out what it did yesterday.
almost the same thing with SQ here. Again, we talk about this breaking high of the pre-market, and it's funny. SQ did not have a blockbuster pre-market, but still did very well
Never.
into the market open. And it never does. Well, not never does, but
SQ
for the
never
most
has a
part,
good pre-market.
yeah, yeah. For the most part,
If
it's
SQ has
not
a good
great.
pre-market, I probably won't trade it because it'll scare me.
It'll be scary. And then the last one that we'll do Disney next. LPLTR here, guys. Great pre-market action, but again, just so difficult to trade at the market open. You did get some good scalping opportunities here, and again, breaking out of the pre-market high. Another great pop there, and this ran up nicely, guys, from 38.26 all the way up to 39.20. But you have to be quick with PLTR. You cannot hesitate on taking the entry, taking your exits. You got to be really fast, and then from there it becomes a little bit difficult to trade until about 10, 11 o'clock or so when it starts dropping down. Let's take a look at Disney. Disney was one that again we had on deck. I had it as a possible, and as you mentioned, Thor, this thing also took off nicely. It did set a new pre-market high after the one we had set. Right, had another one here at a 84.85 right before the market opened. But look at the 84.48. How great that acted as a pullback, takes off again, and then never looks back, guys. All the way up to 190
Hmm.
here, 190.50. Again,
Basically
it's
straight up all day.
just incredible. So again, yesterday turned out to be a really really good day yesterday. I did not look any Uber and any of those other ones, but again, turned out really really nice yesterday. Just on our main list that we had, I think the worst one was probably PLTR. You know, looking at it after the fact, right? When you're in the action, it's a little bit different, but
Yeah.
after the fact, PLTR was probably the most difficult. Everything else was just so
I
clean.
actually caught
So
a nice short off of VWAP on PLTR as it came down. I rode most of the drop for the later part of the day, which was great. But yeah, the stock really didn't perform in the beginning. But it's a really good point to where not all the good trades on every stock come in the first half hour of the day.
right, yes,
Sometimes you can
yeah.
hang out, and then I caught a multi-dollar move on PLTR, and that thing didn't even start till almost an hour into the day.
Yeah, yep, agree. Yeah, right in here starts getting real nice here, and even later. I mean, 1 o'clock, guys. I mean, start struggling at 37.16, and look at the drop, right? So later in the day, you do get a little bit more action. Again, it takes a little bit more patience, guys, when you're trading later in the day because you see the volume dies down. So you just got to be a little bit more patient with some of these plays, right? But again, pretty good day yesterday. Thor, take us into the market pulse. What's going on there? What's the latest and greatest today?
Sure thing. One member in the chat room said, I have to remind myself of that, hard to sit on my hands. And I love the meme adage, which is the hardest thing for a trader to do is nothing. Right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
as you can see, I am substituting in for at Norm BBT. I am not Norm, but if you want to talk to at Norm, he's right there. So go ahead and tweet him and tell him how much you miss him not doing the pre-markets this morning. So SPY yesterday had a nice, pretty gentle push up for basically the entire day. It actually trended fairly well, but it didn't move a whole lot. And it didn't move with a very much volume at either. Now, fortunately, the lack of volume as it pushed up, it doesn't necessarily mean we're just going to die off, but it certainly shows that there was a lack of enthusiasm yesterday as we were making new highs on the SPY, and that at least should be a bit concerning because we are starting off the day pulled back a little bit from that inside of yesterday's range. And if we start making new lows, we could roll into a little bit of a sell-off today on the SPY, just depending on how this works. SPY has been pretty choppy for a lot of days as of recent, and I think it's really due a nice sell-off, and I think that would really help the fundamentals of the market. If it could give up a little bit, might have a better chance of moving up. But right now, SPY's on really low volume. Most stocks, other than the pot stocks and the Bitcoin related stocks, are pretty much all on really low volume.
All right, excellent. Let's get into some of our gappers list this morning, guys. Again, on both sides, again, we have a huge list here, as you can see. Let's make some rows in here, and we'll get started. Cool. Let's see what's gapping up today. A lot of low flow stocks here. 11, 22, 4.7, 24, 3.8 million. We got a big one here, TLRY, and then after that, more low flow stocks. So again, just really getting hammered the list today with all these low flow stocks. Up first, we have KALV. This one is up 141% this morning. 1.7 million shares traded right now. Again, pre-market action. It's a little bit funky at the moment. I do not like it as much as we see in other pre-market action. A lot more cleaner. So
spread on Calv is very bad.
Yeah. The spreads.
I've seen it up to
30,
over $1.
Yeah, 30, about 20. Well, it's jumping a lot. It was 30 cents just a minute ago. Now it's a little tighter, and that's what's causing this pre-market action not to look great. When you have such a bad spread like that, and there's 25 cents again, it just doesn't look great. So that's dangerous. I'm not going to add that one to our risky pile list. It's got to get better. Now look at this one. See, when you have a tighter spread like this one, 4 cents, 3 cents, 7, 2. Okay, that's good. You tend to have a better pre-market action, especially after 8:15. HTBX really got something going here. I like this one so far as a low flow type stock. We'll keep it on here, looking really good. 8.5 million, so the volume is there on top of that as well. Looking good at the moment. Let's go back down. Oh, so here we go. CRTD. This is not looking great. Maybe can get going, but right now we'll skip it. No volume. MDVL. Also not looking great, guys. 260 is not enough to get going here to be on our list. Up 28% this morning, so nice gap up, but not looking great as far as the low flow. CYTH, this one has a little bit more volume at 379. This one is up 20%. Daily's a little funky, as you can see here. Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one. Nothing looks better than HTBX right now. So I want to see something that looks better than that or close to good. This one does have potential, but again, I'm sorry, this one here. But on the fence right now. So I'm going to keep it off. We'll just keep HTBX for now. And we have some more low flows to get to in a second. But right here we have TLRY. This one, as you mentioned earlier, the pot stocks are in play today. They are very active. TLRY.
TLRY is the catalyst behind what's going on.
This one has a catalyst.
CGC's got earnings stuff too, but TLRY has a UK deal that they're looking to ink. So that's getting all the right juices flowing.
Yeah, definitely. Their day looks amazing too. A couple of consolidation breakouts here out of 30, out of actually it would have been down here out of 21.18 on this date. So again, some pretty good breakouts here. Levels happening there, looking really good this morning. Very active, great volume right now. Perry this morning. This one is another low flow up 16.2. So again, volume is a little bit lighter. The day looks cleaner than most low flows type stocks, but again, I just the pre-market is all right. Maybe a possible. Let's see if that gets any better. I do like the daily for this lower type flow is sitting at 21 million. So again, just kind of right above that mark that we like to look at. Let's see if this can get any better. We'll take a look at it in a second. All right, I'm gonna stop here. Let's look at Mara and Riot. I want to add those in because I think those are really active today as well. So we'll throw Mara here. We'll make room for Riot as well. I think, oops, right over here, we'll make another one.
Yeah, I laughingly call these the Bitcoin ETFs.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're obviously companies, but they trade completely in tandem. You notice yesterday they basically paralleled each other the entire
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
will be the same for today. And just keep that in mind, everyone, as you trade it. This thing, they're going to be controlled by Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin starts to drop, doesn't matter how good your position is, they're going to start to drop.
Yep, absolutely. So again, looking pretty good on those two right now, guys. Definitely in play this morning. Let's take a look at APHA, another pot stock here. Let's see what their activity looks like today so far. Yeah, very active, up 12.2, 1.2 million. Again, also looking very good this morning, so that's going to be on there as well. All right, I'm going to stop here because the list goes on and on. I want to give you guys some time to throw some stuff back at us. Let's take a look at GoVX. Let's see what's gapping down. Let's look at the top 5 or 6. GoVX this morning looking very horrible. It's a low flow stock at 3.8, down 8.2, 396,000 shares traded. But again, just look at this pre-market action and the daily just not looking great. I don't like all this choppiness here in the daily. I prefer to have a low flow stock that looks more like this, right? Just kind of going along about his business, and then you have a breakout. You got some volume in yesterday, so I'm not sure if there's a catalyst on this one, Thor. If you could check on that, that'd be great. But this one definitely looking looking
HTVX, they're pharmaceuticals, and they've got some positive trial action going on.
All right, excellent. So definitely looking really good. Actually, let's go back up. I missed a few here. I will scroll down on my gappers down list. Leading the way is AKSO, and this one has 700,000 shares traded. But man, what a horrible pre-market action. So we'll skip on that one. 7.4 million shares float. The next one we have is HJLI. This one is 2.3 million shares. And also just not looking good at the moment, down 15%, volume is 632. Heading back down again, we have OCGN on our list. Now they're gapping down. I think this is worth taking a second look at today. Again, had an amazing day yesterday, guys. Gapping up. This thing was trading around $3 the day before. Gapped up to 9 yesterday, opening at $9. It was shot up to 19, as we all saw in the chat room, and now they're down 13% this morning. So worth taking a look at. Great volume right now. Pre-market action, very active as well. I'm going to put it as possible because the second day is usually a lot more trickier to trade. So you got to be very careful. You might see a lot of chop today. After such a beautiful run up yesterday, today is a little bit more difficult to trade. So we'll keep it on a secondary. GNPX, horrible, guys, not great. Up, down 12.6, 224,000. But just look at this pre-market action. That's not looking good at all. SINO, this one also doesn't look great. Their daily is a little bit interesting here. Pre-market is, you know what, it's so. I wish this would look better. It does have potential, but I wish it would look better. Actually, so 5 million shares flow. I did not see that. So yeah, this is horrible. For 5 million shares flow, you have to have better volume than this. It's like an automatic. If you don't have that clean volume like you do with HTBX, you're in for a lot of trouble trading something like this. CLF, this one here. It's got some potential. It's got volume 4.1, down 10%. It is not a low flow stock. What is the 389 million flow? It could be interesting. It doesn't move a whole lot though, which is not a bad thing. Let's keep it on as possible for now. All right, and then GoVX we did look at. Yeah. Oh, it's an offering.
Proposed offering of guaranteed notes. So yeah, they've got a public offering.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Not the best catalyst, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Here's GameStop. What's going on with GameStop? Nothing. Nothing's happening with GameStop. That's it. The fun and the noise is over on that. AMC
Yeah.
though, on the other hand, this one,
Hope you're not still
uh,
holding.
no, yeah, hopefully not. No, yeah, hopefully not still holding anything above $9, $8. I mean, ooh, ouch, ouch, ouch. All right, AMC guys, active this morning. 2 million shares traded, down 4.7. I prefer to watch AMC. I think AMC can give you a couple of breakouts here and there. I mean, this is an actual company that eventually is going to come back, but we'll see. We'll see what's happening here with that one. All right, let's stop here, guys. Let's take it over to you, Thor. What do you like this morning that we have not looked at yet?
So I think we've touched most of what I'm interested in. I'm still going to keep Disney on my list because it moved so well yesterday. I'm going to look to see if it continues to that. Unfortunately, with the big move yesterday, it may actually just chop today and accumulate, so it might be nothing. But the pot stocks are definitely moving. So I'll probably be looking at TLRY, APHA, a
Mm-hmm.
couple of those kind of things and see. But other than that, nothing is massively jumping out at me. Maybe I've heard some decent news on Baidu, but it's pre-market and
Mm-hmm.
daily aren't fantastic, so I'm not sure there. But gonna have to
Yeah.
probably get a little closer to the open and see if some volume on stuff starts to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Baidu's run the last couple of days has been amazing, guys. Going down from what 223 over to 280. So again, looking really interesting there. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's see what we have. Let's start with Luis. Luis is giving us. Oh no, that's something that's BTC Bitcoin. Yeah, we know that's active. Let's go down here. Who else? What do we have? Okay, Mike, Jimmy. Good morning, guys. Good morning. TRY versus Alpha at APHA. I think they're both really good. I think they're both really good. I think you can have both of them on your list. But if you got to pick one, TRY seems to have a little bit more volume. But again, they're both. If you look at their charts, they're both very similar. All right, let's start here with Paul giving us NVAX this morning. Let's take a look here. I do not like the volume on this one in pre-market. It's very low right now. Again, had a good day yesterday. And keep in mind, this stock we've seen before, and I always take it off my list. I never really keep it on here. It's very difficult to intraday trade this stock. The spread could be a little funky at times, so just be mindful of that if you're going to watch this one. But again, right now, I'm not seeing anything explosive on that one. This morning, that could change. They can get the volume. They've been very active on the daily the last couple of days, but just keep that in mind. Here is a glue, GLUU, or glue, maybe no, whatever. Here, they're up 33%, guys, but the pre-market action, this is what we call a more of a choppy pre-market action. So you're getting volume, right? You're getting the push through of 11 million shares being traded right now. But just look how this volume is trading. You're barely getting any movement. I mean, your range here is a 1245 over to 1255 approximately. So again, you're not moving a whole lot, and you're just getting all these transactions being done here. So again, doesn't look good for intraday trade here today. They already trade as much as they trade for for their daily, so it could be a difference maker if it can change directions. But right now, I'm not seeing anything great on that one at the moment.
I agree.
Yeah, Jason is giving us FU2U. Let's take a look at that. This actually looks, man, this actually has a great pre-market action today. I think this is worth taking a look at. FU2U is 1.3 million at the moment. Daily looks nice, beautiful breakout here as well. Yeah, let's take a look at that. That looks good. We got a few here. Jivo, let's take a look at that one. So Jivo day looks interesting. Had a good day yesterday. Possible breakout today. Continuation up 1.8 right now. 653,000 shares traded at the moment. So that looks interesting. Secondary for now. There we go. Let's take a look at CCIV. Oops, come up here. CCIV. At the moment, pre-market action looks good though. It's down 3.8, 1 million shares traded right now, so that looks good. Their daily so-so. Would love to see it either pushing up against this level of support or up against this level of resistance, kind of for the breakout. So it's kind of stuck in the middle right now as far as the daily goes. But their pre-market action very clean. At the moment, so I usually do not add this one, but I'm going to add it today. It looks very good. BP it's not a great intraday trading stock. So although you have volume, although you're down 2% today, it's not the best type stock to trade. At least the way I trade, and the way a lot of the moderators trade. So just be careful if you're going to watch this one. The price action might be a little funky unless they have some kind of catalyst that can really move it in one direction with heavy volume. So be mindful of that.
Yeah, lots of algos in BP and some NYSE, so it tends to
Yeah.
get held up quite a bit.
Yep, agree 100%. Here is Neo. So Neo this morning, Thor, they're asking you, how do you like Neo this morning? What do you think about that one?
Let me see. So I mean, Neo always does something. So the stock has basically been more or less in play for like 6 months or something like that. The one thing that on Neo that we're sitting at the bottom of a daily range here, kind of like looking at near a breakout area. If we could get above 59.50, you could
Mm-hmm.
see a press on Neo, but if the volume comes in. Right now, the
Yeah.
volume, despite the movement, is actually very low for Neo. Neo normally
Yes.
trades 3 or 4
Yes.
times as many shares by this point in the morning. So
Yep.
it seems a little off put. So I wouldn't be ready to just rock into it until it really gives you some kind of a good initiation in one direction or the other, and then play that momentum. Also, someone else pointed out, side note, Twitter has earnings after the close today. So I'm probably going to throw Twitter on my secondary and see if anybody plays the pre-catalyst on that one.
Yeah, yeah. We'll take a look at that one later on, but right now it's not really looking good for to add on our list at the moment. Let's take a look at fuel cell. Whoop, let's skip here. OCGN. Yeah, we have OCGN on here as a secondary, so we'll see what it does there today. So that one we're looking at. Let's take a look at AREC. Let's take a look what's happening here. AREC, we had this on our list last time. I'm not recall, was it a low flow stock? AREC, yeah, 17 million shares flow. So on the lower side, pre-market action not looking all that bad actually. We can add it on here. We'll take a second look at that one as well. We'll add it next to HTBX, our other low flow, which is very, very active this morning. Really nice, 11, almost 12 million shares traded at the moment. Let's take a look at SAVA, SAVA. What do we have here? I'm not liking the pre-market right now for the most part. Again, it just doesn't seem great right now. And the volume is very light, only 161,000. So we'll skip on that one for the moment. CCIV we added that to our secondary list. TIGR, this one here. Let's take a look. TIGR. What do we have? Their daily looks really good. Their daily for a possible breakout looks very, very nice. Their pre-market action, not so much here. They're up 5%. They got some volume, but that volume is not trading as anywhere clean as we would like it here. But again, if you've been watching this one and you've been tracking it, you can see that they've been doing it obviously exceptionally well here. And possible breakout today. But again, just this volume at the moment, I can't see adding it to our main list. We can add as a possible TIGR. We can keep that on there for now. All right, fuel cell. Let's move on down, guys. Fuel cell. What do we have here? This one pre-market's not looking great. Nice gap up today. 3.6, 664,000 shares traded. Had a great day yesterday. Let's see how that traded. Was that clean? Yeah, it was very clean actually. Right out of the gates, you can see the breakouts of the pre-market highs. Nice continuation. Beautiful pattern here. Beautiful trend. Yeah, so possible continuation today. Let's add it as a possible. We'll take a second look. All right, let's head on down here. All right, I see a lot of people throwing out BNGO.
Yeah, I was just about to toss
BNGO.
that one out too.
All right, let's see what we got here. So BNGO, yes, good pre-market action here, guys. A nice daily as well. Possible breakout in continuation
Yeah,
out
and
of
they've got
today's
some new
action.
contracts being signed, so they've got a fundamental catalyst
Yeah,
that'll help. So
yeah,
that makes them look
that
a little better.
that is definitely up
Thanks,
here.
Jimmy.
And we had someone send me a great email with some feedback about the pre-market show, guys, and we appreciate it. So any feedback you have as we try to always change and make things better, send it over to Carlos at bearbootraders.com, Norma at bearbootraders.com, and we will definitely take a look at that. So one of the emails I got was, sometimes we watch stocks that there was a lot of points in there, some good ones, but sometimes we watch stocks that do not have a catalyst, and that is absolutely right. The market now has changed so much. You can look at this watch list. We never had every single day, 20 plus stocks to go through, right? We don't get to them anymore. We just can't. It's not enough time. But we never had such many stocks to go through, right? So much volume, so much stuff gapping up or down. If you guys remember, if you go back and look at our previous pre-market shows, me and Norm will be squeezing, stretching out, our pre-market show for the 45 minutes that we're on, but we only had like 15 on the gappers list, or 10 or 5 on both sides, right, including up and down. So now they just start moving with no catalyst, and you might still be able to find a good opportunity. So volume and the charts have become even more so important. Sometimes you have a catalyst that doesn't even make sense, and the stock is an amazing play the entire day. So It's just crazy the way things have changed the last 2 years. You compare the market back then, things have changed a lot. I mean, you just come out with a filter on Snapchat, and your stock is gonna run with no financial backing or information at all. Just a filter, just the fact that that came out, that can pop your stock and get it going. Or any rumors about you opening up a EV vehicle and forget it. You're hot for the day or week, right? So things have changed so much. We got to adapt and move with the times. So very, very important.
Yeah,
Um,
I think a lot of that comes with the retail market like us. I think it's traders like us that are causing this new market. I think now that there's people, logged into their computers looking for trades throughout the day, these stocks are starting to just move around as they garner any attention. You just have a massive flood of almost like social. Marcus said it in here, social buyers. People that are just
yeah.
they hear Snapchat has a thing, and then all of a sudden you've got Robinhood traders from all over just throwing in there and gobbling up millions of shares of Snapchat. It's pretty interesting to watch.
Yep, yep. All right, guys. Let's take some here from our YouTube chat and see what we have. Let's go up the list. Uh, John throwing BA like 20 times, but John, look at BA. I mean, what are you showing me here? BA. To me, does not look great. It has a very bad pre-market action. We've seen some really good stuff out of BA. Their daily maybe has some potential, but again, if you're gonna spam the chat, give me something that's gonna blow our minds away. This is not it. All right, let's go over here. TTWO. TTWO, this one's gapping down 4%. Now, TTWO doesn't put in the best pre-market action, but again, they're down nicely 4.7, but the volume is just not there. So that's concerning part on TTWO this morning. Let's look at APHA. We looked at that one. Actually, that is on our main list this morning. They're definitely in play. I do like, I think there's two areas we're looking at today that look good. The POS sector and also Bitcoin. Both of these four stocks that we have up here are the best ones this morning as far as I see. So they're definitely on top of our list at the moment. Disney, did we look at Disney? Yeah, Disney's on our secondary at least. Did we put that on there? Disney. Yeah, I thought we had Disney on here because you did bring it up. Let me add that on there. It's a good possible today. Snap, let's take a look at that. Snap, what do we have? Snap doesn't have great volume. Now, Snap trades, these guys, they get the volume. They're very, very heavily traded. A couple of days ago, had a huge pop and breakout here. So maybe some consolidations coming up ahead. But again, right now, their volume is so light, only 105, down 1.6. We need a whole lot more from Snap to get going here. All right, let's take a look, guys. We have a plug. Sorry if I'm skipping some of you guys. A lot that you guys are throwing out there. Plug right now, yeah, it's just consolidating. I don't see anything great on plug. It's just kind of moving sideways, not really gapping up or down at the moment. We've seen plug's great action in pre-market, how they set up when they are going to be in play for some of these breakout days, right? We've watched this stock plenty of times, but we're not seeing that today. So we'll have to skip on it for now.
I mean, look at the daily on that thing. Look how flat the daily has become. It needs to make a decision before we start playing it again.
Yeah. So let's wait for this mess to. And notice, I do like every time we get above this 69, we go for some nice runs, right? We hit a 75.54. So if we get some volume, we either start hitting the bottom of this consolidation or the top. It's going to be interesting one way or the other, but we got to wait for that to happen. Right now, we're not seeing the volume yet to be able to do that. Okay, let's get here. It's ATVI. What's ATVI up to? Is there news on ATVI? Because I see a lot of you guys throwing out some gaming type stocks, but I don't see anything much going on with them this morning. They look pretty quiet, unless there's some kind of catalyst or some kind of earnings coming up for them. OGI, this one here. OGI, what's the float on this? It's a lower price stock sitting at 351. 230 million. It's funny, these lower price stocks, right, that are higher flow like this one, like 230, they are very difficult to trade. They're not easy. Let's look at yesterday. Yesterday had a nice little breakout here. Without looking at the price action and how it turned out, it looks like it was very, very clean, right? But again, possible continuation today. But usually these higher flow stocks at 230 million and above or so, sitting at $2, going from $1 to 2 to 3 now, they can be a little bit challenging as far as their price action. So this one's trading 1.2 million, up 6.7. But again, just not my type of style on the stock, so I'm gonna skip on it for now.
Yeah, agreed.
It's just not something that I'm good at trading.
I actually find lower price stocks much harder to trade than like mid overpriced stocks. And that's just me personally. I know we all have our own edges, but the amount of shares that I have to take in order to make money off of these little things just puts me at incredible risk, especially if they start to really get a spread or they start moving around. So you end up taking way more shares than you want, and you end up losing a lot of money on these things if you're not in. I just struggle with them personally, all the time.
Right. We looked at GLUU already. So again, it has a huge gap up, guys. I love this. I love the volume, but just the pre-market. The pre-market action is not really doing much at the moment. Pretty flat right now. So that is the reason why I'm not keeping it on my list. Now, such a big gap up. Hopefully it can do something. I'll have to wait for that to hit our scanners one way or the other. To take advantage of it, but right now it's not without looking at this gap up, just this right here, it's just not looking good at the moment. So EA has a catalyst. Okay, so that's why you guys are throwing out some of the gaming stocks. All right, so be on the lookout for them, because although they look pretty dead right now as far as pre-market action, ATVI and others, that might change. So be on the lookout for that. Again, right now I wouldn't add ATVI even as a secondary, because just how bad it looks at the moment. Even the daily is just kind of consolidating here. They had a big gap a couple of days ago, but not doing a whole lot at the moment. So just be on the lookout. Again, remember, guys, you don't want to watch 10, 15, 20 stocks. You can also watch your scanners and have an idea of some of the stuff that you looked at in the morning, like ATVI, TTWO, any EA stocks that might be active could be good to keep an eye on. All right, let's stop here, guys. Let's head over to announcements. We'll come back and fine tune this list as we get prepared for the market open.
All right, everybody, got some community announcements for you. As you can see, I am not Norm. If you miss Norm, which I know we all do, his Twitter handle is @NormBBT. You can see it right below me there. Feel free to go on to Twitter and spam his account with how much you miss him. Coming up here soon. We actually just had, right, where's that tonight? I'm all off. Yeah, it's tonight. So we have our town hall Q&A with Andy Kirshner coming up tonight. I think this is going to be one of the coolest webinars that we've had. Andy Kirshner has been a successful trader since '95. He's the CEO of Kirshner Trading Group, right, which is a prop firm, and the dude knows his stuff. So it's going to be really cool to get to interface, and it's a Q&A, so it's going to be really cool to get to actually interface with and talk with someone from the prop side of things that really has a lot of experience in it. Not just experience, right? I mean, CEO of a trading group, right? So that's going to be really awesome. Coming up next week after that, we got our guy Peter spreading the knowledge, and he's going to bring in a topic that, although maybe you may not look at this as maybe being the most critical topic, it actually really is. All right, and it's how to trade the right share size for you. Now, remember, it's not just about money when you're talking about this. It's about psychology. How can you control yourself so that you can make the good trades that you want to make, right? And choosing the right share size is a big part of being able to control your emotional context. As soon as your heart gets beating, you start FOMOing and having issues, you already know you're kind of reaching a little too much. So why not constrain yourself and find out something that's really comfortable? And Peter's going to help you figure that out next Tuesday. That's February 16th on that one. All right, the mental edge. This is with our very own Kreda. She's going to come in via Zoom. Keep in mind, this one happens at 5 p.m. because she's across the pond. And she's going to be putting the jigsaw pieces together. That's going to be on Wednesday, and this is going to be to help you develop your mental edge. So you can see we're putting a lot of focus lately at BBT, not necessarily to where how charts are forming and all this stuff, but we're actually talking about you and developing your psychology and your edge. That's because BBT, unlike many of the other rooms out there, we understand that the hardest challenge you're going to have as a trader is actually right here in between your ears, right? So anyone can read a book and learn ABCD patterns, but can you actually control yourself well enough? And we've got help for you to help you develop those skills coming up here. Also, Wednesday, the 17th, mindfulness. We're going to balance your effort with patience, and we've got Neda is going to come in here, and she's going to help put that together. BBT, member trade of the day. Talk about this all the time, a little contest we like to do. If you don't have a Twitter account, pretty easy to get one. They're free. And as you take some trades and you find something you really like, mark it up and post it and be a part of our best trade contest. Tag at Bear Bull Traders at BBT and at Norm BBT. Use the hashtag BBT family, day trading, and stock market, and that will get you put in for the trade of the day. We'll select the trade of the day, and then that winner gets put in for the trade of the week. And then on Monday, in the BBT closing show and on Twitter, we will announce our trade of the week. If you win our trade of the week, there's all the accolades and everything that comes with that. We also often ask you to throw together a YouTube video for us talking about your trade and what you took. Really fun time to get your knowledge and your experience out to other people and just have a little bit of fun with this whole trading thing we do. If you're interested in joining us at Bear Bull Traders, I have something just for you. Especially if you're thinking, man, these platforms and all these, I don't know which one I want. BBT, we're willing to basically just let you in and let you try us out. It's $24 for a week, which, you know, if you're thinking about being a stock trader, $24 for a week is a very small investment to find out if this is going to work for you. Code premarket24, and that gets you access to our onboarding with Carlos. That's onboarding with Carlos is like a $500 class, right? So $24 just to hang out with Carlos, I mean, that's worth it by itself. So, but we can get in here, try it out, learn about the platform, see all the, learn all about how the we work, how BBT works, our mentality, and all of those things. Then you can make a decision if you want to sign up and and become a full-time member.
All right, thank you, Thor. Appreciate that. I'm here in the background laughing. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, guys. Let's jump in here. Let's start with our top list. We have Mara on here, which is very nice this morning. Again, very clean. Riot as well is very clean. Again, the two
Can
things
we just
about
get IB to get some shorts?
I was just gonna say that the one thing that kills me about these two stocks is we don't have shares for short. So that's a shame, but it is what it is. I think they're still worth it to be on our main list here, guys. I mean, they're both very active, great volume. Now, within these two, people were mentioning SOS on all three chats here. And if I look at this one, the problem with this one, guys, look how you get these drops out of nowhere, right? Just a minute ago, somebody dropped, 1.2 million shares here, a couple of traders, whatever the case may be, and you have a drop that's about 30 cents, so they're not too bad. But if you look at this one, I think you're better off trading some of the stuff that looks a little bit better, that's a lot cleaner, like a Mara, like a Riot. I think those are going to be a lot cleaner to have on your list. TRY and APHA both look very good. I think they're worth being up here. FU2U, we put this up here. Again, beautiful breakout today. Pre-market action is decent. I think it's worth having on our list. Now, keep in mind, guys, the spread here doesn't look pretty, right? It's 25-cent spread. This thing can move. You look at some of these candles, they're about $1 at times, $1.50 easily. So I don't know. I might bring this one down. I think managing the risk, and I think this is one of the things I remember why I didn't keep this stock on our watch list, is the risk management on this one could be very difficult to do, right? This thing moving like that, 50 cents on a pop, that can be very, very dangerous. So I'm going to bring that one down. BNGO, very active this morning. I love the pre-market action, and I love the daily on this as well. Let's look at our secondary list. Let's go through this one. TIGR, a little bit choppy this morning. I like the daily. No, I like the daily. Let's keep that one. CCIV, we do have shares for sure on short selling restriction, but I like that one also. AMC, this has potential, but compared to everything else, this can get out of here. CLF, this one, not sure about CLF. No, we got to get rid of it. The ones we're looking at look a lot better. OCGN is a good one for a possible here. We do have shares for sure today, so that's a good one. That's good there. Perry is not looking so good. Let's get rid of that one. GEVO, I like the daily on GEVO. If it can hold this previous day close, that can be a nice one. Fuel cell, very similar. Fuel cell and GEVO also very similar. If they can hold that previous day close, they have some potential here. Both pretty good as far as the daily. Disney is nice. Let's see if that's going to break out. It needs the volume, obviously, as Thor, as you mentioned earlier. And you know what, FU2U, I'm going to remove it. It's just the risk, just looking at it, if you look at it closely, the risk management, I just don't know how you do good risk management on something like that. And then we have our two low flows of the day, but HTBX and also AREC, both very, very active this morning. All right, so let's look at our list here, guys. We have Mara, high of the pre-market, sitting at 41.11 today. Low of the pre-market sitting at 34.69, so that's good. You got some levels in between. You got a level of support right over here at 38.73 in our pre-market action. You want to mark that down. Look how much support you have there. Towards the bottom, you have another one here as well, around 37.18. Also was resistance late into the trading day yesterday after hours. You can see that here, 37.18. So you got a couple of good levels up here, and then towards the bottom, you have your low, your high from yesterday and the previous day closed down at 32. So again, very, very active. It is selling down a bit now in the pre-market, but this thing is still up 11.3 with 4 million shares traded. So again, don't have a bias of this thing coming back down just yet. Play your strategy. Very important. Play your strategy on this one. 35.25 is looking good for the pre-market low here, and pre-market high 39.90. Also very similar to Mara as well. You do have similar levels here within the pre-market action. 37.51 is a good area of resistance that can now become a little bit of support there, and you also have great resistance here at 38.41. Look at the touches you have on that one as well, so to go into keep an eye on. I don't want to add too many levels, but I gotta add this one because look at the price action at the moment, struggling with this 36.05, and we have so many touches there. Even yesterday, area of resistance here, we come back down and test that again in the after hours market. So again, I think that's a good one to have on there. There's a lot of touches here. Even now, the last hour or so, look how many times we're struggling with that 36.04. So you want to keep an eye on that one. All right, let's go to the pot stocks here. We have TLRY looking very good, 37.25, high of the pre-market. Now the low of the pre-market is all the way down here, basically the previous day close, right? You can see it here, 30.09 and then 30.09. So the previous day close is your low of your pre-market, but within this pre-market, you have some levels. You have one here, area resistance, then you have a nice breakout. You have another one right here forming as well at 34.91. The last one I was talking about was 33.05, so you want to mark that there as well. So again, so two good levels within the pre-market action right now, and then below that you have your previous day close, and then the highs and lows from the last two trading days. So again, both of these very, very active. And TRY, we know this stock has been, you have some levels above 37 for sure. This thing has been, it was wild. It's a lot better to trade now, a lot cleaner. But if you guys remember, this thing is the one that went to like 300 one day and came back down to 150 in like matter of really minutes. Just wild. So let's go back into 2019. Looks like, yeah, we have some levels up here. So I'm gonna mark this one here. 38.77 looks good. Over to the top, we'd like 41.03. That looks good as well. Nice area of resistance. Excuse me, support. More support here. A little bit of support there as well. So that one looks good for TRY. Let's see if it wants to head back up there towards those pre-market highs. Again, strong this morning, up 14%, but giving it back a little bit today. Here's the
TLRY, Carlos, has a large bidder sitting down at 34, or a group of them. That's right where R4 is on our Camarilla points. So it would be nice to see it open up, come down and slam into these bids, hold R4, and then make a new high. And that'd pretty much be an automatic long right there.
Absolutely. That's why I think that previous day close. Let's go back to it. See this previous day close here. I mean, this is we'll have to see. They got plenty of levels here, guys. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the market opens up on this one. But I agree with you. This previous day level, this 33 and this 34 are all really, really good levels. Let's see what it does around 34. Let's see what it does there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there are still bids below that, so I mean, it could drop lower. That's just where I would, if it's going to break out and have a strong day, that's where I'd be looking.
That's where your entry would be, right? Okay, excellent. APHA, guys, very similar as TRY. Actually, I think they're mirroring each other almost very similar pre-market action. So again, you can either watch one of these two. If I find something better, I'll throw this one down and keep one. But again, it's just I don't see anything that looks great. We'll look through it one more time if we have a little bit of time left. 2174, 2180. You do have a somewhat level here at 2030. Not a main level. This is a minor area of support and resistance. And then aside from that, you have your lows from the last two trading days on APHA. So that one is good. BNGO, this one is very, very active, guys. High of the pre-market sitting at 1278. Above that, you do have a level here at 1380, so let's mark that down as well. But I really like their pre-market action. Their daily is very clean. Towards the bottom, guys, highs and lows from the last two trading days, creating some really good support here. Previous day close as well. I think you're pretty much set on this one. Maybe you want to add a level here. We're seeing a bit of support in the pre-market around 1235. So you had the breakout 1278, coming back down to 1235. Finding support here with these moving averages. Let's see if this thing wants to head back up towards that 1278. So that's looking good. Secondary list, we have Disney. Disney's starting to look nice. A lot of movement happening on Disney. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we could put Disney up. We got room for one more. We'll do that, and let's do Disney as the last one for today. As far as levels, you pretty much cover highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, and the pre-market low is just being made right now. I'm going to mark it here at 88.51. That's the current one, but I don't think that's going to stay for long if this thing decides to drop. And then below that, you have the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. So, all right, pretty good list so far. Not as great as yesterday. Yesterday's list was just amazing, but you know, you gotta take the good with the bad. Not every day can be a blockbuster day. Let's take a look at our watch list from our moderators. So let's bring in the lineup. Here we go. Let's get this a little smaller there. All right, there it is. All right, let's bring this over. So here's what we got, guys. Let's go to the top. Who do we have? So Peter reporting IPOs for today: GIGU, ADAG, and also LDI, SDH for IPOs opening up today. Dima is looking at a TLRY fuel cell. Oops, scroll back up. Yep, fuel cell, BNGO, and PLTR. Did we look at PLTR today? We gotta look at PLTR. I know they were very active yesterday. John is looking at Baidu, mRNA, and PDD. Eamon likes NVIDIA, mRNA, TSM, secondary PLTR, TGT, and Disney. Peter is watching AMD, TLRY, Amara, CGC, mRNA, and also KALV. And that's the low flow. I think that was active. We'll take a look at that one as well if we have time. Mike, Disney, mRNA, and the scanners. Jared is looking at Mara. The whole entire MJ sector is just on fire, of course. And then fuel cell secondary list, he's looking at some overall market collapses or deeper pullback below PDCs. IMW is getting way beyond extended. All right, cool. Tiffany is looking at APHA, BNGO, secondary list TLRY, and also PLTR. And Brian is looking at OCGN. We have that on our list. Short a bit. Oh, nice. TIGR, PLTR, SRNE, and also CHCI for fun. Thor, your list: TLRY, BNGO, and also secondary list Twitter, and also Disney, Target, Riot, and Mara this morning. So, all right, a lot to look at, guys. I think this list is way better than yesterday. And with that said, we are out of time. So thank you so much for you guys on YouTube for joining us. We will be back tomorrow at 8:30. Have a safe trading day, and we'll see you then. Tonight, don't forget, guys, we have our success webinar. We have Andy Kushner. So Andrew and I will be doing a Q&A with him. So please join us for that in the webinar room at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Take care, guys.
Thanks. Have a good one.